A sexual assault has been reported on campus. We'll give you all the details of this crime tonight.
And we'll tell you all about a university policy put in place to keep you healthy.
And new limits on texting while driving are one step closer to becoming a reality after yesterday's state Senate vote.
All this and more on Ann Arbor's only local newscast. Newsfeed starts now. Welcome to Newsfeed. I'm Emily Zimmerman.
And I'm Mia Mollicone. It's Wednesday, January 27th, 2010. Let's head right into our top story for the evening. One university staff member is the newest victim of assault on campus. Yesterday, around 5 p.m., the staff member was entering the Church Street parking structure when she was allegedly sexually assaulted. According to the Department of Public Safety, she was grabbed by an unknown man as she entered the structure. The man then exposed himself to her after she had pushed him away. He's described as being between 40 and 50 years old, around 6 feet tall, with a medium to heavy build. At the time of the incident, he was wearing a black puffy jacket with a hood. If you have any information on this crime, you're asked to call DPS at 734-763-1131.
And in campus news, University of Michigan President Mary Sue Coleman has selected the university's new provost, Philip Hanlon. Hanlon is a professor of mathematics and vice provost for academic and budgetary affairs at Michigan. His appointment will be effective July 1st when current provost Teresa Sullivan steps down to become president at the University of Virginia. Hanlon came to Michigan in 1986, and his first administrative role was from 2001 to 2004 when he served as associate dean for planning and finance in LS&A. And the university's Senate Assembly endorsed a statement on academic freedom earlier this week, confirming faculty support for limited restrictions on research and classroom activities. This resolution protects university professors whom the American Association of University Professors doesn't consider ordinary employees. The provision also permits faculty freedom of internal criticism of university policy. Furthermore, the resolution also allows professors freedom of participation in public debate, which enables them to speak at forums without worrying about university repercussions.
And the University of Michigan may be getting a little crowded next year. University officials say the number of applicants for 2010 has increased. Last year, the number was 4.9% lower. Teresa Sullivan, the university provost, explains that it is too early to confirm a final count, especially since many students are still waiting for answers from other schools. Vice Provost for Academic and Budgetary Affairs, Philip Hanlon, is predicting that the university will have a record high number of applicants this year.
And there's a lot going on at the university, but one thing in particular I thought was interesting, and I went out to learn more about it. It's a new campus initiative, so check it out.
New university policy is going to end smoking on campus. No ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Making a decision that affects tens of thousands of people is never easy, but the University Board of Regents and Mary Sue Coleman have agreed that going smoke-free is the right move for U of M and consistent with their M Healthy strategy. Kenneth Warner, Dean of the School of Public Health, agrees.
The M Healthy initiative was inaugurated by the president a couple of years ago with the idea of trying to make our university community a healthy community. It is focused on improving the health of employees and students.
But Mr. Warner is willing to admit that such a policy raises many tough questions.
There are concerns on both sides. I mean, the concerns of smokers, concerns of non-smokers. How do we enforce a policy of a non-smoking campus? What do you do with tailgates, for example? Is it all right to smoke on sidewalks or in the street or something? These are the kinds of complex issues that we're trying to address.
In order to address these issues, subcommittees are being formed and feedback from students is encouraged.
Currently, we have met with numerous groups, student groups. There's a survey which I believe 1,500 students have responded to thus far.
And this site isn't disappearing in Ann Arbor alone.
Dearborn and Flint will come up with their own implementation plans, but they too will be smoke-free campuses on July 1st, 2011.
In order to make this policy a reality, U of M has been getting some advice from other campuses that have also decided to quit cold turkey.
We have spoken with representatives of about 4 other universities that are in various stages of having implemented this policy. And most of them, as will be the case here, do not have a formal legal enforcement process. They rely more on word of mouth and courtesy and people reminding each other if reminders are needed.
And Michigan is interested in doing more than keeping non-smokers healthy by protecting them from secondhand smoke. It also encourages smokers to quit to improve their health. To help, the university offers counseling and discounts on cessation medication.
There definitely will be assistance for people who wish to quit. And most smokers tell us that they want to quit.
This change in policy makes U of M one of 260 institutions to end smoking on their campuses. If you have more information, you can go to smokefreeuniversity.umich.edu. In Ann Arbor, I'm Emily Zimmerman for Wolf TV.
It's definitely something to go check out. If they want to hear your thoughts, so if you have them, email to smokefreeuniversity@umich.edu, and that way you can have your voice heard on the issue. And now we're going to get back to some more campus news, I believe. The most recent U.S. Census revealed that over the past few years, an immense number of families have left Michigan in search of better opportunities. This news concerns officials here at the university who fear that there will be a significant downturn in the number of high school graduates that could continue to enroll in U of M. In light of these circumstances, some policies may have to change. U of M Provost Teresa Sullivan said that it's hard to tell whether the board may have to change the ratio of in-state to out-of-state students at the school, which is currently 65% in-state and 35% out-of-state. And a new poll shows that the recommendation of healthcare providers plays a key role in influencing parents to vaccinate their children against H1N1 flu. The latest CS Mott Children's Hospital National Poll on Children's Health indicates that the H1N1 immunization is twice the national average if it is strongly recommended by healthcare providers. The study also found that immunization was much less likely if providers were negative or even neutral about the vaccine. According to the poll, 29% of children and 16% of adults have received the vaccine as of January 2010. It has been available since October.
A study conducted by university professors tested for the prevalence of plagiarism on college campuses. The study found that males with lower SAT test scores tended to plagiarize more than other groups. To combat plagiarism, researchers implemented a 15-minute web-based tutorial that explains what constitutes plagiarism. The tutorial was shown to reduce plagiarism by 2/3 among those tested. And now, Adam Brewster's in the studio to give us the latest in Wolverine sports.
Thank you, ladies. Well, it takes only one word to sum up the men's basketball loss against Michigan State yesterday. Heartbreaking. After a back-and-forth game, the men saw a 5-point lead slip away in the final 2 minutes. The dagger coming when Michigan State's Kalen Lucas hit a mid-range jump shot with 3.5 seconds left, giving the Spartans a 1-point lead. The Wolverines had one final shot at victory when Deshaun Sims rimmed out on a last-second layup. With tournament hopes in jeopardy, the men's next game is Saturday at home against Iowa at 4:30. And heartbreaking finishes have been the recent trend in Michigan sports as the hockey team failed to complete a sweep this past weekend against Ferris State. After a huge 2-0 win at Yost on Friday, the team traveled to Ferris State hoping to sweep the 9th-ranked Bulldogs. After Michigan's Brian Liebler tied the game with 1:49 left, Ferris State netted the game winner on a power play with merely 23 seconds left in regulation. With their tournament hopes also in the balance, the Wolverines have a huge series against Michigan State this weekend, traveling to Munn Ice Arena on Friday before a game at Joe Louis Arena this Saturday. And finally, there is a ray of optimism in Michigan sports. The softball team has earned 2 preseason top 4 rankings, ranked as number 4 in the USA Today poll and number 3 in an ESPN.com poll.